what the independent thinker has to do is to start absolutely from scratch, look out into the universe, take what he sees there, and then put his own independent opinion on it without bothering about anybody else.
The Californication theory. When I started, I mean, it's only a video of like what, 3 minutes and 50 seconds. I think it's like almost 4 minutes. It sucks because, you know, I'm in Guatemala, dude, and there's like a region lock, so, you know, I can't really get all the official videos. But the very first 2 seconds, it says now loading. You've got a decision tree. That is a full-on decision tree at the very start of the fucking video. When you're loading, it's got the map of, you know, Los Santos, which looks like a puzzle piece. It looks 3D. Okay? They made X, Y, and Z in this game. Okay? And I think the actual coordinates are on this video, because it shows coordinates on this video when you're at the 24 second mark. I could be wrong. It could be, you know, totally bullshit, but who knows? Because where it says is that you're looking for a location, right? And right underneath that location, you know, you've got XYZ, which is 561, 445. What if somebody grabbed the game and took a look at the GPS or the coordinates or the XYZ in these, you know, which is I can even look at the every section of this video. You got 2 folds of the game, you got 2 papers, you've got online and you got single player. So what if you need to complete everything in the game online? What if you needed to do everything, all the challenges, all the missions, all the adversaries? That would be a total bitch, because that's total endurance. You want it, so you're gonna go and get it. And that's a big challenge. That's a really big challenge for anyone in Grand Theft Auto. I mean, you could have the highest kill death ratio, but nobody cares about that. That's competitive. We're talking about a whole different. We're on a spiritual level here. In 207 to 215, you're coming out of a forest, right? And you're looking at a tree. It picks a certain character. Okay, you're looking at top trees. You're looking at cutting down trees. You're looking at southeast, right? Coordinates is 199.8, 119.9. It's so quick, dude. It flashes. It's so subliminal, you know? 1989, 1198, and then 0.6, which is the X, the Y, and the Z. You go from south, and the guy goes from the forest, looks at the chopped trees, and he goes to southeast. And then obviously Hollywood says south, right? You're in the south. You hit southwest, the northeast. It's giving you the combination. If somebody was to take a look at this video, I'm pretty sure somebody would probably solve the puzzle about this. I mean, I would take a look at this video some more and take a look at the way the combinations, you know, give you, because it's giving you a wheelie test. Every you know, you have a bike, you got a wheelie test, or you got to go, you know, faster than anyone on, you know, in the map, you know, hit a top speed, and it has angle and speed. The bike that they just gave us, you got to get the right angle and the right speed in order to lift, in order to create lift. So these are all variable factors that they put in the game so that you would theorize on what you would need to do in order to get to a certain spot, or look at a certain place. And it says it's got the elevation, you know, it's got wind check, it's got 67 temperature, it's got you know, altitude, which is 651 feet. Wait, let me look at. These are all like relevant numbers, you know. It's giving you the heading 44, angle 350, 358 by speed 51. You got to go obviously faster. You got to do something with speed in guitar, right? So maybe the bridge is the guitar, because obviously it's telling you the character when it's changing to car, changing to the guy that's in the forest, changing to the last character as to what you have to do. One of them is speed, one of them is sound, one of them is depth, one of them is angle. So that also correlates to what the puzzle says. You can roam free. You can roam it by land, by air, by sea. But when you finally check to see the final frontier, the final hole, where it ends, where it leads, you know, it's obviously on a train. The next depiction is on a train. He's looking in the tunnels. He's swimming. He's looking for a shipwreck. Oxygen, depth. You gotta find the right depth and the right amount of oxygen in order to find what you need to do. I mean, look at this. It's looking for crush rate, man. Why would Red Hot Chili Peppers put a crush rate in CALIFORNIACATION? What the hell does that matter to them? I mean, they wanted their music video to come out and have some sort of a meeting, and then this guy's riding a shark. Okay, he's blasting through a wave, changing the character for the third one, which is Children of the Mountain, right? And this guy's Trevor. He's got tattoos. He looks like tattoos to me, and he goes into a mine, right? And he comes up to another place. It's like the redwood limber, the red where it trails you to the red mill. So the ultras are always, with weapons at the forest. So at the forest, you gotta look for the cut. Dude, this is just like going back. I'm like replaying this, and these are all the places in the game. So for me, I mean, it's just kind of weird how it all correlates. You've got a car, you're driving the car underneath an actual lake, getting Andy's Donuts, and the same symbol that's on the hospital is on your map, the paper map. All the symbols that are on the CALIFORNIACATION videos on the map, on the GTA 5 map. Like word for word, like everything. I mean, if it had a copyright, I would be sure that the same company would be the ones that did the same thing for their video. Because you've got a dragonfly, you're going through the city, you're flying. You've got two people, you're observing, one's observing and one's flying to get to a certain spot. And you can go through a clock. If you go through a certain clock, you reach the atomic blink. You get to an observer level. You see UFO. You get signals. Signals to do what? You get light. You start thinking about hovering. You start thinking about Aristotle. You start thinking about Galileo, astronomy, mythology, until you land into a red and orange field of flowers. And it's so crazy because you're looking for waypoints. You're looking for a trigger point. Once you've triggered that, and you can see in the clouds how when they're singing, they're like the clouds are going from sun to moon, the clouds are waving. You gotta make sure, and this is also what they're singing is also a Bible verse. So you've got seismic activity with Witcher, right? Andes, you gotta go through a donut hole bonus. Everything's falling apart. Everything's going to shit. You're crashing the game. You've got epicenter. You've got damage. You've got thrust. You've got duration. So this is a game of how long you can survive online. If this is the last section of the Easter egg of the game that they put in for all of us, which is what what one of the users did a long time ago, open source, like he did it on his own. And Rockstar, said, hey, that shit looks cool. Let's try to see if we can put it in the next game. Because once you break the game, it shows that you can get to a certain spot with a Tesseract with all 4 players. You beat the game. It's game over. Game over. You reset the game. You no longer need to play the game. You've solved the puzzle. So, I mean, you gotta watch Red Hot Chili Peppers. You gotta watch CALIFORNIACATION. To me, that's a clear notation as to clear instructions, or could be a depiction of the instructions that we need, and we need to find that here. We need to think the same way. This is a game. This is a construct. We can look at the game board from the top. We have the tools. The tools are encrypted within the game. We have to look for each one and have the same, the meaning. Wavelength. We already found what wavelengths are.